What is up, everybody? ABR Barops 19 back here for yet another round of Formula 20 racing, and it is round 11 of 12 of the championship, so getting down to the wire here. And tonight we're bringing you a treat. It is Vietnam, and I'm very much so looking forward to this one. A longer track on the calendar. It's going to make short qualifying extra tricky for the drivers. Going to have to hook up their laps and not going to get too many chances at a redo. So we'll see how everyone fares in qualifying. Then you got the 50% race distance coming your way as well. Should be about 20 or so laps, 27 if I had to guess. Laps here of the Vietnam GP circuit. Obviously haven't seen this in real life, so we're only going off of what we've seen in Formula 1 2020. And yeah, I'm excited. Not my favorite track to drive, but definitely a good track to commentate on. Look for a lot of moves, whether it's into turn 1, 3, or down the long straightaway in Sector 2. Sector 3 is not really an overtaking place, or I should say there are no real opportunities. So you're going to have to be extra careful if you decide to go for a move through there. The tires should be an interesting strat call from all of the drivers. It's going to depend on what you feel you're comfortable with for the race. I would say softs to hards are definitely doable, especially if you're outside the top 10, but you may consider going for the mediums to hard strat, especially if there's a safety car a couple laps into the race. You're just kind of covering yourself off there, and you're not going to risk potentially pitting before the safety car window. And I would expect to see at least one VSC, if not a full-blown safety car. It's a very tricky track. Driver's definitely prone to losing some front wings, and that's going to bring out either the VSC or the safety car. I don't know if we'll see any retirements. There's no real areas to lose the car, I would say, and retire it on track, but I guess that remains to be seen. We got in the chat tonight, Banana Lolly is here. Good to see you. Mo Juice as well, and Luciano. Let's go, boys. Let's have a night here. 17 drivers loading into the session now, and I'm excited for this one. Let's get you guys a rundown of the championship stage. So after round 11, Luciano, just so you guys know, is the Formula 20 champion this season. Well done to Jay Luciano's. Obviously stacked up some wildly good performances in the second half of the season here. Obviously that win early on at France, China, and Hungary back-to-back, 2 second places at Mexico and Baku, and then takes the win at Australia and Italy the last 2 weeks. We did have a week off last week, so it's nice to be back. I'm sure everyone's well rested and excited to get qualifying underway here. M3 guy, who, as I mentioned on the last stream, he is done for the season, managed to squeeze in 10 rounds of the championship. He still sits at P2, and he is at 22 on the board. Sufjan, though, close behind, and with 2 rounds to go, you'd imagine he's going to take that position over M3. He is here tonight as well. He's at 114. His teammate, Veyron, is at 89 points in 4th in the championship. Then you have Logan, Dona, and Pyden all in close proximity, 68, 63, and 60 per person there. Massive Noogies is 8th in the championship with 54. Time Lord right behind him, though, with 53 points. And then Shazam rounds out the top 10 with 50. Salty is right on the edge, though, of breaking into the top 10 in the Drivers' Championship. We'll see if he can get 3 on Shazam tonight. And looks like Time Lord is our final driver to load into the session here. Going to choose that tire strat for qualifying. Doesn't really matter if you choose the harder one. You don't get a hard pair of tires. That probably would be a nice advantage. They are a lot slower in this game than I feel like 19 was, so probably not the best qualifying choice anyways, but definitely just takes it off the table. Have to go with softs or mediums for qualifying. Some updates for you on the grid as well. Mers is now full-time for Racing Point. Keaton is unfortunately no longer on the grid. So we'll see what Mers can do tonight in the Racing Point full-time. Believe Mers has been out on track with us before, though. So excited to see him again. Quentin Johnson is here. Good luck, he says. Try to keep off the walls, and I couldn't agree more. It's just going to cost you so much time, and it's going to be very frustrating if you end up in the wall. 18 minutes of qualifying coming up here. Looks like it's dry conditions, at least for short qualifying. We'll see if that sticks when we head over into the full session, but usually I get a note from the drivers. It's usually Jay Luciano. He lets me know if the weather is good or not. We'll see if he can do so again tonight. And it's strange because I know a bunch of you are in here, but it's registering 0 viewers on my chat bar, which makes quite little sense to me, but maybe that's just a Twitch thing. I know you guys are here tuning in, supporting your boys, and that's all I can ask for. It looks like a couple drivers are headed out on track now. Let's get the goodies pulled up for you guys so we don't miss any of the action. That's Massive Noogies and Shazam on outlaps now, and we'll go on board here with the Mercedes of Massive Noogies as he is furthest out. We'll get his lap in before anybody else does. Massive Noogies, as I said, 8th in the championship with 54 points. He's had a couple of good performances this season. Picked up a P2 around Spain in round 4 of the championship and has consistently been within the best of the rest. Unfortunately, last 2 races for him have not gone well. 0 points at Australia and a DNF around Italy, but hopefully the time off has rejuvenated our Mercedes juggernaut here to get back into contention with his teammate, who's only 9 points up ahead of him. So Mercedes is looking pretty good in terms of the Drivers' Championship. They're actually P3. Haas is at 227 and AlphaTauri 165. So a little bit of a change from real life there, but a nice, refreshing change of pace to say the least. Dry race as well. Going to be a little bit cloudy, overcast, which is really good, by the way, for guys who are going to opt for softs here in qualifying. Dry conditions, even with overcast, especially around a track that's this demanding on the tires. Sector 3 just basically does in the rubber. You're going to have to recoup everything. Sector 2 down that straightaway, which is also tough because, you know, you're still going 190, 200 miles per hour down the straightaway. Tires are still working as Massive Noogies is going to kick things off here for us in the number 91 car. It takes turn 1 pretty nicely. It's had a bit of oversteer on the back end there. Nothing serious though. See if he hooks up this corner. Does so very nicely, but takes it almost too tight. Scrub off some speed and now down the initial first DRS zone of the lap, if you will. Pretty good so far from the Mercedes of Massive Noogies. Bunch of guys on outlaps now. Looks like Donut's on a lap, JDR's on a lap, Shazam's on a lap, Juice as well. A bunch of guys on outlaps. Only man in the pits right now, Jay Luciano and Sufjan. 2 guys scrapping it out for the lead in the championship. Ooh, we got a yellow flag in Sector 1, and someone, is that slowing down? Or someone gone off there? I think they were slowing down, they seem to be moving again. Massive Noogies coming through the final couple of corners. I'd say the drivers are probably looking in the 134 to 5 range, really depends. Maybe some of the more experienced drivers will crack into the 133s as Massive Noogies comes up and sets a 136.6 to kick things off. That's the Haas behind him of Shazam. He gets in a 137.5. Mercedes of Donut now coming through Sector 2. He's up on his teammate. Does make some contact there with the wall, but I don't think it's going to be too serious. Final couple of corners now for Donut. Let's see what he can do. No one else has gotten a lap in yet. He's at the Red Bull of someone. Must be, actually, who is that? Time Lord, I'm guessing. Donut does a 135.9. Very nice lap from him. Yeah, it's Time Lord behind. Bayron, though, a 35.1. Ivan's just kicking off his lap now. About Mers in the Racing Point coming through Sector 3. It says purple, but I think Donut just went quicker through Sector 2. Let's see if that's accurate or not. And there we go. Now the Twitch is doing its thing. Welcome in all 12 of you. Thanks for being here. Murs now final corners. See what he can do. And it's P2. It's the 35.9 from Murs. And really stuck it well there in Sector 3 to improve up to first row of the grid. Who else is going? Time Lord is out there. He's on the mediums, even though it says he's on the softs. A little bit confusing there. Thanks, Cody's. And just behind him. Who's that? Who just jumped up? Looks like it must be... Ooh, Donut or Massive Noogies? It's one of the two. They went for another run. Lukey Ace is up there now. P3 with a 135.9. Nice lap from Lukey. Jay Luciano, as you can see as well, out on the mediums. Says he's on the softs. Not sure what's that. Oh, and Salty's pedals have disconnected. Make sure that does not happen, sir. You want those pedals strapped in nice and tight. No electrical errors during the race. And out of ERS for Jay Luciano, but he's coming up to the line now. Let's see what the Haas can do. Final corner. And it's good for P5 on the mediums with 136.1 from Jay. Plenty of time to improve there as well, if I had to guess. Anyone else out on a lap? Most of these guys are done. Their first runs. Yep, looks like they are. Time Lord's going, though. Who's that? Is that Pyden also on a lap here? No, Pyden must have just finished his lap. Yeah, he just finished his lap. Looking at the ERS bar there, you can tell. Ooh, not the best of corners there for Time Lord. It's going to hurt him on exit and down the main straight here. Is he missing a front right end plate? Yes, he is. He made contact with the wall somewhere. Time Lord's going to have to go into the pits. So we'll flip over to who else is on a lap here. Pyden's not on a lap. We know that much. Jay Luciano's not on a lap. Neither is Lukey. Alright, so we're on an out lap guy here. Let's see who's closest. He's in Sector 1. Salty's in Sector 2. Sufyan's furthest ahead. He's opted for the softs. Interesting call from Sufyan. I would say he's probably got the pace on the mediums to get it done, but if he feels that that's the right call, the right strategy choice for the race, and as I said, with overcast conditions, tire wear is just not going to be nearly as bad as it would normally be in hot weather conditions like it is here in qualifying. It just keeps the tires colder, going to provide less wear, more grip for you, especially once they get heated up. As Sufyan now comes through turn 1, I think that's the Red Bull there of Time Lord who's pulled over for him. Surprised Time Lord decided to stay out. Jay Luciano says he's going to do the two-stopper. I'm guessing you're referring to Sufyan, because obviously Jay's gone out for the mediums. And yeah, it's really anyone's guess what's a quicker strategy. I would say it's probably the one-stop, especially if you can do mediums to hards. Safety car will definitely mix things up. I think that's more than likely to happen here. So it might end up being a two-stop regardless. You know what I'm saying? Could be an early safety car and someone decides to pit, or it could be a late safety car after someone's already boxed. You want to switch to softs for the end of the race. It's yeah, it's a gamble here at Vietnam. Sufyan now into the hairpin in Sector 2. Looking pretty quick on this lap so far. A nice exit out of there as well. No drama. Now up to the time line of Sector 3. That can't be right. 108.6 through there. So I'm not sure if the timing is off or if Sufyan's actually just not really having too great of a lap as it stands. See if he backs off and heads into the pit lane. No, he doesn't. He's going to finish the lap. No ERS in the tank. So no battery deployment to get him up to the line here. Let's see what Sufyan will do with 8 to go. And for Sufyan, it's going to be a slow lap from him. It's a 137.8. If I had to guess, he's sandbagging it just a tad. Wants to go back out on the mediums. He's just going to dummy his run on the softs, and I'll head back out. I bet you, if he can hear me, he is laughing to himself in silence. Jay Luciano says doing the two-stopper, soft to medium to soft. Are you talking about yourself, Jay? Let us know. I'm not positive. Medusa is just getting his lap underway here. He's got the soft tire fit on, and Salty, out of nowhere, that's the racing point of Salty putting in a 1:35.3. He's right up there with Veyron now. His teammate Mers is right next to him on the grid as it stands as well. Looking very good for Racing Point. JD up to the line, and it's a 34.6 from the Renault. And man, he just smashed that fastest lap from Veyron by quite a bit there. He's got plenty in the bank. If I had to guess, JD's going to find himself up near the front of the grid for the start of this one. Great lap from the Renault. As Moody's has backed out to let through the Williams there. That's got to be the teammate of Luke Aces, Logan LaFleur, on the medium tires. Logan did a 37.6 his first time round. And so not the quickest of laps. He's up by almost 8/10 on the Delta through Sector 1. Let's see if that sticks going forward here. Uses all of the track there on exit. A little bit of a slide across the curbing there, but not too bad. No, not too much drama for Logan. Let's see what he does coming through Sector 2 now. Chandler's in here. What's up, Chandler? Good to have you, my friend. For those of you who don't know Chandler Sayeda, check him out on Twitch. You can watch him in SRC as well, or Breakout Racing League Tier 1. He is the manager for Ferrari in Breakout Racing League Realistic League. Very quick driver. I guess you could say a good buddy of mine at this point, since we kind of overlap on many things, and pleasure to have you, sir. Purple Sector 2 for Logan now coming through Sector 3. He's really throwing the car, looking pretty racy. Nice apex there, nice and late. That's where you want to hook it up. Looking stellarly quick compared to his first lap. Let's see what it looks like for Logan now coming through the final corner and up to the line for the Williams driver. What is it going to be? Can he beat P12? I'm guessing he can. And it's P3 for the Williams with 5:30 to go here. Logan pops himself up nicely to the second row of the grid. Who else is going? Jay Luciano, I believe, just puts in the quickest lap of the session, a 33.9 from Jay Luciano. Well done from the Haas driver. You see Pyden improves to P10 there. He's got a nice 5/10 off the Delta on that lap. Let's see who else is going. Exclusive Auto is just looking like he's kicking off a lap here. Pretty low on the battery already, to say the least. Who else is going? Veyron is just beginning a lap, it looks like, as well. No, just finished a lap from Veyron. 34.4. Nice improvement from Veyron. Ace looks like he's going. Teammates of Logan LaFleur now out on track, sitting in P8 at the moment. Definitely room to improve for Luki as well. Coming up to the hairpin now for the Williams. And that top speed in Sector 2, that's going to change the game for a lot of guys, especially in qualifying. And if you don't time it right in the race, Vietnam's a very hard track. Ooh, as he almost makes some contact there with his teammate. He's going to run out wide. And no invalidation on the lap, but I think that just threw him off. Got a little bit scared of Logan coming onto the racing line there. And now he's down quite a bit on the Delta. So Luki not having a good time here with 4 minutes to go. Guessing he's going to box. Yeah, he's going to box. Shazam's out there. Haas teammate of the pole position sitter. He's 6/10 up on the Delta. And that's good for a pretty steep improvement. It may not be enough, though, to crack the top 10. So he's going to have a good Sector 2 and 3 here. And granted, on the mediums as well. So going to add some extra layer of difficulty to the qualifying lap here, but looking pretty good so far. Doesn't run on the curb too much there. That will definitely unsettle the car. Now up to the end of Sector 2. He's 1.3 up on the Delta, and that's really... Oh, it is as soon as I say that. Out of the first turn in Sector 3, Shazam with a massive, massive kick of oversteer. And does he have the front wing? We're going to have to see when it switches to the off-board shot here for us. Still have the front wings. We're going to the pits. Going to cut it awfully close. Awfully close. Might have time. How about Sufjan? He's still in the pits right now, so he's going to leave it to the death. Mers is finishing a lap here. For Team Racing points. Him and his teammate have slid back from the front and second row to row 3 and 4. And no improvement there from Mers. Exclusive Auto is completely out of battery at this point, but gonna have to finish the lap because there's no time to box and come back out unless he's content with P13. And he's content with P13. Time Lord is retired. Oxbow Bacon, I think he joined later on here. He's in the Red Bull. No time on the board for him yet. Yeah, I think he's the only guy on the lap right now, so we'll stick with him for the moment. Haven't seen Oxbow yet. Looking forward if he can get some good pace here. With only one lap under his belt, it's definitely going to be a struggle. And if you haven't prepared for Vietnam of all tracks, don't bother showing up because it's going to be brutal. Just look at the spread from P1 to P3. Oh, and he goes way too deep in there. Way too deep. Even though it says he set a purple sector 2. I'd back out of this lap, sir, and save up for one more. You still have time. It looks like he's going to finish it. Look at the spread from P1 to P17. Almost 5 seconds. 4.5 to be exact. Red Bull's going to finish the lap. Oh, he has no front wing. That's probably why. Up to the line. And it's a 140. He's going to have to go for another lap right off the bat here. May not improve very much, but definitely worth a shot. A lot of guys on out laps right now. Salty is 4/10 up. Let's go, Salty. And who just crossed the line there? It must have been Mers, his teammate. Yes, it is. Mers back up to P4. It's lap from Mers. How about Salty, though? Coming through Sector 2 as well now. Hairpin for the Racing points. No drama there. Really looking clean on power. Remember, Salty switching from the controller to the wheel recently, so to see his improvements this quickly is awesome. He's up 6.5 tenths on the Delta right now, and that would be good to put him near the second row of the grid. So let's see what he can do. Can he make it stick now through Sector 3? This is the all or nothing section of the track. You have to send it, but if you get it wrong, you're in serious trouble. Final corner now for the Racing point, and he's looked flawless on this lap from Salty. Up to the line now. What is it going to be from our man in the Racing point? And it is P4, a 34.8 from Salty with just 5 seconds left on the clock here. Who is going to take pole position away? JDR has invalidated. His qualifying is over. Veyron now is kicking off his lap. Jay is just behind him now. He's going to be the final man to get a run-in, so we'll check back in with those guys momentarily. Logan is out there. Who is furthest ahead, though? It's one of the Mercedes boys or one of the Williams boys. It's Donut, who's on an outlap, and he's not made it to the line. Unfortunate for Donut. Pyden is out there now. He's 3 tenths or almost up on the Delta, coming up to the final corner now for Pyden. Let's see where he slots himself in. He's going to need to get a little bit more out of it through the final corner to improve, and he's going to jump to P7 for Pyden. Logan now coming through Sector 2. Let's see where he stands coming up to the timing line of Sector 2. He's just about a tenth up on the Delta. And he's going to need to find more time than that, though, if he wants to improve over Mers. Final corner now for the Williams, out of ERS deployment, but still, nonetheless, up to the line for the Williams of Logan LaFleur. What's it going to be? And he does improve, but not enough. Keeps position. Now it's just up to Veyron, who does not improve enough. He's going to keep the second spot on the grid, and that means Jay Luciano, who has invalidated his lap time, and I think has front wing damage. Nope, actually, no, it appears to be all right. Jay Luciano takes yet another pole position here in Formula 20, and it's a 33.9 from Jay. Well done from the Haas driver, the championship leader and championship winner, I should say, to get it done in round 11 qualifying here at Vietnam. And oof, rough quali, says QJ in the chat. Yeah, definitely not the best for you, sir, but it's all to be made up for in the race. And when I say that Vietnam will provide some very interesting moments, I am not exaggerating. There are going to be some crashes. There are going to be some people getting, maybe not disqualified, but definitely losing a front tire at some point. I don't know about a puncture. It depends on how long you're going to stay out on track for. But yeah, expect to see the grid shaken up, at least I'd say a bit. Maybe not the guys up front. They usually have pretty good pace, but man, I'm just impressed. I'm very impressed with Salty. I'm impressed with his teammate Mers. Really good showing from the two of them to take 4th and 5th on the grid. I think this is probably Jay's race to lose, but Veyron, as we know, never goes down without a fight. JDR, I'd like to see some more of in the race itself. He does great in qualifying, has had some really unlucky moments this season that have held him back from reaching his full potential, I would say. Salty, it just, as I said, continues to improve week by week. Jay got damage exiting the pits. Oops, shame. QJ says, I spun it in the grass. I didn't even know there was grass in Vietnam. Let me know where that is. But there it is. There's your final rundown of the leaderboard. And like I said, just look at the split. Look at the split in the time. It goes from just a 10th gap between Jay Luciano and Veyron to 7/10ths to 8/10ths to a second and a quarter to a second and 3/4 to 2 seconds, 3 seconds. It goes all the way to 6.84. Now, granted, Oxbow did have damage, and that was his only lap that he was able to put in, so we won't harp on him too much, but look at the gaps back to these guys. I know some of them probably invalidated. Sufjan, I mean, I don't know if he invalidated or what was going on there exactly, but not good for him, especially with his championship rival, who's now, I guess, the championship winner on pole position. But it is what it is. Guys, thanks for tuning in tonight. Much appreciated as always. If you can, drop a follow. If you can, subscribe. It's free with Amazon Prime. If you feel like spending $5, go ahead. Really appreciate it. Supports me and the channel. Love doing it for these guys. And yeah, we're going to keep on going even after Formula 20 Season 1 is over. I will be around for Season 2 and the foreseeable future. So very excited for that as well. The driver's now going to take a moment to pick out their fuel strategy, when their pit stop is going to be, and if you're outside the top 10, you're going to choose your tire strat as well. Obviously, the guys in the top 10 all starting on softs. That's already a guaranteed lock, as Donut has rated up first, and that means 20 seconds till launch here. Looks like we picked up Cuthbert. Yeah, looks like we picked up Cuthbert either during qualifying or just now. I think he's in a car, though. Appears to be at the back of the grid. And we didn't see him in qualifying, so that's my guess. Formation lap light is on, and we are a go. Let's get this stuff pulled back up for you guys. Take a look at the tires and lap data. Okay, so Donut's already been DSQ'd, as has Mo Juice. Don't know how you do that before you even leave the start of the grid. But anyways, gonna have ice cold tires on an ice cold track. Not really looking forward to that one, gentlemen. But yeah, as it stands, all the guys in the top 10 on softs, almost everyone outside the top 10 going for a different strategy call, apart from Exclusive Auto, who's going to stick with soft tires. So look for him to make some moves early. Shazam's in a good position on mediums, as is Mo Juice. Sufjan down through Oxbow all went for mediums. Cuthbert has gone for hards. Now, I'm not saying that's a poor decision, but it's colder track temperatures right now. The hards take forever to get warmed up as is. You may as well let the track settle in, go for mediums in the first stint. Everyone's going to be on hards anyways the second stint, so I mean, if you have great pace on hards, then this is a great call, but probably not the decision I would have made. 19 drivers in here tonight as well, so there will be plenty of road around track, plenty of dirty air as well. For guys maybe losing the car through dirty air into a wall, and I'm positive we will see some front wing damage. There's the predicted pit stop strategy for you up on the board. You can see it's giving you both the soft, medium, soft, soft, hard, soft strategy. I don't think either of them are really viable, to be honest with you. Like I said, it's cooler conditions right now. You can stretch those soft tires for at least an extra lap, and the hard tires should go for an extra 1 to 2. Plus, with the safety cars thrown in or a VS8, you're going to save some time on the Delta as is and some life in the tires. So definitely your call what you want to do in terms of a race strategy. That's just my 2 cents. But then again, what do I know? Thank you to all 16 of you now for tuning in for the race. Guys, if you can, share it out with your friends, family, other league racers, anybody you think might be entertained by the stream here. I try to do it for the viewership, not so much, just because I want to be here. I enjoy staying entertained as much as you guys do, and it just helps keep me motivated throughout the session. So if you can, please share it out and get as many of your buddies on here as possible. I'm happy to chat it up with you guys in the chat while the race goes on as well. Looks like everyone is getting back to the grid now, and shouldn't be too much drama. I'm really worried for Donut and Mojuice, man, because those tires are going to be bricks when this race gets underway. But nonetheless, the grid is ready. We are ready in the booth. Are you guys ready for round 11 of the Formula 20 Championship? We got 4 lights, 5 lights, and we are away for the start of the Vietnam Grand Prix. And you can tell right away the Delta has gone to hell. And oh my lord, what was that? A Haas. It was just glitched right into the wall. No, he hasn't glitched. He's completely into the wall and Shazam right off the start here. I'm not sure what happened there, but he just completely spun round right off the start. Not sure if it was tires or if he got bumped by someone there. But Shazam already down the order big time. Looks like the championship leader got away nicely. I could be wrong though. Yeah, the Delta is just all over the place. Can't tell where anybody is on track at the moment. Where is Jay Luciano? No. Jay. Hold on a second. Is that Jay who got spun round? And someone else, that's the Alfa Romeo there of exclusive auto driving on the field. And it was. Was it Jay Luciano? Yeah, it was Jay Luciano. Oh my lord. Off the start of the race, Jay Luciano's found himself in P17. And Sufjan up to P11. JDR takes the lead of the race with Veyron just alongside of him. Man, what an eventful first couple of seconds of the race here. Look at the positions made up for a couple of these guys. 5 for Lukey, 4 for Pyden, 2 for JDR. The Renault boys are loving this. Time Lord's into the points, as is QJ. Sufjan's right on the cusp there, getting the deuces up 5. And Jay Luciano down 15. Shazam has DNF'd as well. So both of the Haas drivers in trouble on lap 1, and now it's just going to come down to a pure safety car. Something lucky's going to have to happen. Sufjan gets through on QJ. You see JDR puts in the quickest lap of the session so far. He is looking pretty good. I don't know why he's moving down the Delta. This just doesn't make any sense to me, this game sometimes, I swear. But nonetheless, JD is in first, Veyron's in second, Luke Ace, I think, is in third. Nope, Luke Ace not in third. Pyden is in third. Salty's in 4th, Mers is in 5th, Lukey Ace is in 7th. How does that make any sense? Thanks, Cody's. On board with Salty here, says he's in P1. That's not right. There we go, now it's getting sorted out. Interesting set of circumstances here. The top 3 have gotten away nicely. JD's already got a second of a gap on Veyron ahead. Why is the TRS button beat? But it's lap 2. Veyron has got a gap himself, 1.6 on Pyden. Logan LaFleur with the send of the century down the inside. And he just completely wipes out Salty into the corner. Look at the traffic jam that he just caused. And it allows Mers and Lukey Ace to slide on through. Does Salty have damage? No. Doesn't look like it. Man, I think he just missed his braking point there. And not the best of starts. See him dropping down the grid order now. And he's had a moment as well in Sector 3. And Logan is round. He's going to drop down the order to P15. Oh boy, oh boy. Racing Point, though, looking good. Renault's having an absolute field day at this point, taking spots 1 and 3 in the race. And look at the gap now. Look at the gaps up at the top of the leaderboard. They've already broken out on each other. 1.2 for JD, a full 2 seconds there, plus for Veyron. Python is up 2+ himself. Mers is trying to stay in the hunt with Luke Ace here, and his teammate close proximity behind. There's another yellow flag that looks like Logan into the pit lane and calling it early here. Retirement for Logan LaFleur on lap 3 of the Vietnam Grand Prix. Sufjan gets the move. Oh, Massive Noogies has had a moment. Massive Noogies has had a huge moment coming out of the roundabout in sector 2. He's going to fall back to 10th, and now looking like Donut is going to sneak on through as well, up to 10th himself. Massive Noogies out of the points. What an unfortunate moment there. The Mercedes driver. Donut's right back where he started, and he sends it deep as well this time. Almost taking out the Red Bull of Time Lord. Lucky for him. There was a nice runoff area there, and no damage. Donut gives the position right back. Sufjan's now making up plenty of spots. He's up to P7, already 7 spots gained for the Ferrari driver. And it's all or nothing for Renault and Racing Point right now. They're looking spectacular to start this one. Can they hold off Ferrari of Sufjan, though? His medium tire should just about be reaching that point. They're kind of on par with the softs. The softs are starting to fall off just a tad. Not too much, but just a tad. One of the same performances they did on lap 2, I would say. So no safety car yet, no VSC, knock on wood. But it's been an interesting opening couple laps here. Obviously, Jay Luciano falls way down the order to P16 on the start of the race. His teammate Shazam DNFs. Logan, with an interesting moment into the hairpin of Sector 2, has also called it quits. Cuthbert is in the pit right now. I think he's putting on fresh tires or a fresh front wing. Either way, it's not looking good for him either. He's way off the field now. And I'm saying he's going to be almost at risk of getting lapped if he's not careful. You can see there's a train forming up here. Who's that ahead, though? That's Lukey Ace looking for the move. Sufjan is going to get the move done, though, on Mers and up into P. Oh, it's close. He's side by side with Lukey Ace. Is he going to get the 2-for-1 special? Sufjan gets it done up to P5. What a move from the Ferrari. Oh, and Salty's had a moment now as well. Salty's let through Sufjan. I'm not sure what happened. Must have been something on exit there for the Racing Point. Sufjan's just gone from P8 to P4. Jay Luciano in the chat saying, biggest comeback ever. Good luck, sir. You got a lot of ground to make up. And it's not going to be an easy one for Jay Luciano. It's definitely possible, but it's not going to be easy. You can see JD has pulled out more of a gap now. 2 seconds to Veyron. He has a huge gap behind him, 5 seconds, as well as to Sufjan, another 5. Then he's got the Racing Point boys and Lukey Ace behind him. There's a yellow flag in Sector 1. Who is that? That's gone around. I think it's Donut in P12 who's falling down the order there. Yes, it is. That's going to promote Kidding and Mojuice up positions. How about Exclusive Auto? He's probably back into the mix now. Yes, he is. Closing up on the back of Donuts. Salt is right on the DRS barrier. He's now within the second that he needs. And that's going to be everything. Can he get it at the timing line? Is the button on? The button's on. Yes, it is. Okay, DRS is still good for Salty here. His teammates is trying to close down the gap on Lukey Ace behind. I don't think that's going to happen on this lap. QJ, though, he's making a move here to the outside of Massive Noog. He's going to go for the switchback, and just nothing there. No room to get the move done. Lap 6 of 28. I haven't seen any penalties yet. Probably less likely around a track like Vietnam, but keep an eye on that as well, because that probably will play a factor at the end of the race. Doesn't look like a lot of people have gotten in serious incidents so far, bar the first lap. That's always good to see. No safety car, no VSC. Always important. Like to see clean racing. These guys are very good at being clean racers together. A lot of respect shown on track between the drivers, and I think that's crucially important, especially the way league racing has gone for some lately. Just no need to be an idiot. Just be smart on track. Don't make any moves that, are definitely a little bit too bold. I know frustration gets to drivers a lot, but it's just not worth it at the end of the day. Gonna ruin some friendships. Let's see here. Does the racing point now? So Lucky Ace does get DRS again there, though. That might be his last chance at it. Gonna have to hurry up and catch Salty, but Salty's barely hanging on himself to the back of the Ferrari of Sufjan, and that's why the medium tires were probably not the worst call in qualifying. Sorry, start the race, because obviously they're fresh. Softs are probably right at the end of the window now. You can see it is sunny out to an extent, so the track will heat up. That's going to cause more wear on the soft tires. This is benefiting Sufjan 100%. He does have a huge gap to make up. He wants to be anywhere near the podium, but don't count him out yet. Cruz is just trying to hang on here to the back of the Williams ahead. You see Time Lord's in the background. He's in 7 spots. Nice P8 comfy for Time Lord. And who's that behind him? Massive Noogies almost has a moment. Let's see here. Yeah, the field's starting to spread out just a tad. QJ's having a nice battle with Noogies here. Noogies is catching Time Lord, it looks like. Ooh, so Time Lord just had a moment. His front right end plate's gone. Oh no, it's still there. My apologies. A lot of guys within close proximity, but no one particularly battling, apart from, oh, that was the Red Bull on the curb there. You gotta be so careful. That is an easy place to lose the car. He's trying to get back on the button here, but there's just going to be no defense from the Red Bull. There's just nothing you can do in this case. DRS and ERS at Vietnam. I mean, you can try to defend as much as you want, but there goes Mercedes to the inside line, and he's going to have it in the braking zone comfortably. Red Bull gives him a love tap for good measure, and he's going to run off the track just a tad, but that is move done for Massive Noogies up to P8. Time Lord looked like he almost clipped the wall again. Gotta be extra careful with Sector 3 here. It's really gonna catch drivers out, especially if you get into too much of a rhythm. Mers is into the pit lane, it looks like. Salty is gonna go into P5 while his teammate goes for fresh tires, so that means the pit window is officially open. This is the 2-stop strategy. If you're gonna go for it, now is the time. If you're on mediums, you can still do the 1-stop, so also something to keep in mind. The leaders are yet to box. Sufjan, obviously, with the huge advantage here. He's going to take the lead at some point in the Grand Prix. It just depends on when everybody else decides to go in. Let's take a look at the tires real quick for you. You see Mers coming out on hard tires, going to go to the end of the Grand Prix. That's probably more than doable. 20 laps on hard tires anywhere shouldn't be too much of an issue. Let's see here. No one else is pit yet. It's just Mers on lap 8 now. Salty is trying to kind of make up some ground. He's in no man's land as it stands. Time Lord is trying his best to hold on to the Mercedes ahead. Can he get him back here in the DRS zone? He's gaining quickly before we even hit the line now, and now the wing goes open. He should have the top speed to go to the outside line. Can Noogies defend to the inside? He's going to try to hold it in the braking zone, but I don't think it's enough. No, it's not. He gives the Red Bull a love tap, and that was almost a really catastrophic moment for both drivers. Both escaped unscathed. Time Lord regains P7. What's going on in the background here? We got Mojuice, Exclusive Auto, and Mers all scrapping out for P11. The gap's not much up to Kidding for P10, but it is 2.7. It's a long time in terms of Formula 1 racing, as we know. And so they're going to have to get their move on for P10 here. A couple guys into the pits now. It's JD, Veyron, Pyden, Lukey Ace, Massive Movies have all gone in. There's a yellow flag in Sector 2. That's the Red Bull of Oxbow. Don't know what happened to him there. Looks okay by the looks of it. And, oh, side by side goes Mers and exclusive auto, but Mers is going to sneak on through past the Alfa Romeo for P12. Now we got guys coming out of the pit lane. Where's everybody going to end up here? There's a lot going on. JD's coming out. Pyden's coming out. Sorry, not JD. Pyden's coming out. Mers is out now. And look who's got... That can't be possible. Yeah, JD hasn't pit yet, I don't think. Oh, no, he has pit. That was... That's almost mind-boggling. How does JD have that much of a gap? Well done, JD. Well done. Oh, Ferrari with no juice for the moment there. Alfa Romeo's going to try to sneak by now, and he's going to get him, but don't know if he wanted that move done right then. There's a racing point of Mers there as well. Who is going to have DRS and who isn't? It's the Alfa Romeo that misses out. So now, that's Mers going to look to the inside line for the hairpin here. Ferrari is just trying to hang on with Lukey Ace coming up quick behind. That's a nice move for Mers to slide into P9, and it's been a very eventful stint for him. On just one lap of hard tires here, you can see the field backing up behind as well. That's Mo Juice and Jay Luciano, so Jay is back in the mix here. He does have to go for the 2-stop though, and there'll probably be another pair of mediums just based on the time left in the Grand Prix. Salty is now into the pits on 8-lap old soft tires. This is pretty much the remainder of those guys who started on softs. Exclusive Auto is still out there, but he has fallen down the order to P10. 3 seconds for Exclusive Auto as well for exceeding some track limits there. Let's see where everything shakes out now. A lot of interesting things going on with the Delta here. Salty's going to come out of the pits where? Right in the mix. Oh, very much in the mix. P8 for Salty out of the pit lane here. And he's ahead of his teammate. You love to see it. Salty doing great so far here in the Vietnam Grand Prix. And next up for him is going to be the Alfa Romeo of Kidding Medusa, who is on 9-lap world mediums. Let's take a look at the position change. He's up 10 spots right now, so this is probably the highest we've seen Kidding Medusa in a while. I don't think he's going to hold it. Ooh, Salty, careful there. That's going to be a warning. Salty's going to want it moved done ASAP. Kidding's going to want to hold him off just for the benefit of his teammate, but I don't think that's going to matter much. So far behind at this point, Salty is gaining, but it's not going to be nearly enough for the corner. Let's see what's going on back here. Jay Luciano's gaining on Lukey Ace, and Massive Noogies is right behind in that battle as well. Sufjan is now closed down on by JD, so Sufjan just, I mean, I know he made up a lot of positions, but I didn't think he was this far back. JD also at the pit stop of the century, by the way. Pit stop of the century, I'm telling you. I don't know what Team Renault was doing down there. But JD's gap is just huge. I mean, Veyron's 3.3 back. The rest of the field is just nowhere to be found. Pyden's over 10 seconds behind. And this is the waiting game here. Can't make the move here because you're just going to lose the position back down the Sector 2 straightaway. So you might as well tuck in, get cozy in the beginning of Sector 2 here. Just wait for your moment. Don't need to burn the ERS either. This is not a crucial move for JD. He could let Sufjan go and just save the battery, save the tires. Doesn't need to pass Sufjan. I mean, Sufjan's going to have to pit in the next couple of laps as is. So yeah, JD, just do your thing, buddy. Looks like he's looking for it. He is looking for it to the inside line. Here goes JD. And he should have it. He's going to squeeze Sufjan. Oh, and probably squeezed him too much. And squeezed himself too much. They're both off the track. JD coming through Sector 3 now. And he regains the lead of the race. So Team Renault is looking pretty good as it stands. Veyron is closing the gap, though. Sufjan and JD extra quick. Sufjan's lost a lot of time. It's Got to be those tires, and Sufjan's into the pits. So Sufjan is going to now come back down to earth. He should come out right around Salty. Right around Salty, I would say. Not much further than that. QJ is in as well. It's the McLaren teammates of Veyron into the pits. That means Pyden is promoted back into P3. And you can see Sufjan now moving down the pit lane. So there's some cars coming up. That's Salty leading a pack of his teammate with Luki Ace, Jay Luciano, Massive Noogies all in row behind there. Let's see where Sufjan's going to come out. And it's close, but how close is it? Oh, and there's a huge contact as Jay Luciano's gone around. And I think he's involved with Luki Ace in the incident there. He caught just the tail end of it. And look where Sufjan's come out. He split the 2 racing points for P5. So the battle up front, I mean, I hate to say it to you guys, but unless Veyron, who is closing the gap, mind you, gets in a little bit of a scrap here with Pyden, JD, there's not much going on for the front 3. I mean, Pyden he's just nowhere. Pyden's 13 seconds behind the leaders, but he's 8 seconds ahead of the racing point. And if I had to guess, he's probably going to keep the same pace. The only guy who's set to catch him on track. Is there anybody? Is there anybody who can do it? Sufjan's on softs. That's an interesting strat. He's going to go soft to soft, I'm guessing. He's going to have 2 mega stints, but he's not going to be near the podium. I mean, the rest of the racers here, bar Salty, who's obviously on hard tires, like, you're not going to make up 20 seconds to the leaders, especially with another pit stop in hand. Now, granted, Veyron will have to make another pit stop. Salty wisely is going to leave some space for Sufjan. And Sufjan wants DRS here, it looks like. She's going to tuck in behind him momentarily. He's going to go for the move into turn 1. Let's see. Yes, he is. Late on the brakes. He's just going to force Salty to the outside. Take him on the outside here again. Just because of that extra grip. And that's move done for Sufjan up to P4 for the Ferrari driver. So what a performance so far as it stands. Jay Luciano's going to have to pit soon. Just give you an update on him. He is up to P8 now. The guys behind him, for the most part, are also going to have to pit again, apart from Time Lord. So see what that looks like in a couple laps' time. JD and Pyden, the Renault boys, are set to go to the end of the Grand Prix. Veyron will have to box. Salty and Mers can go till the end, so it's really anyone's guess at this point who's going to come out on top. I'm going to go for JD, but if JD makes an error or if Veyron slows him down enough, something interesting is going to happen. He's just looking, but he's got nothing on this occasion. Should have the advantage in grip right now. 4-lap-old mediums versus 4-lap-old hard tires. But the racing points will work together, keep the Mercedes at bay. Pink Mercedes doubling down on the actual Mercedes. Very nice to see. A little bit of bullying going on for the dominant Formula 1 contenders and constructors this year. Mercedes just looking unstoppable. And I don't think those 2022 regulations can come soon enough at this point. I mean, it's pretty... I don't want to say embarrassing, but you kind of just know when you turn the TV on a Sunday and a Saturday who's going to be on top of the leaderboard. Noogies is close. He's probably looking for the move. Rose no longer has DRS on his teammate. And it's not the move to be made here. He's going to have it in the slipstream, but just back off, save it. You want DRS for the next straight here. I know you can make the move there. There's just really no point unless you have a serious advantage in grip and you have a ton of ERS to burn. Just no point. Veyron is closing on JD, but he's not close enough. Here goes the Mercedes of Massive Noogies. They'll go on board with him here. So I think he's going to get this move done pretty cleanly. He's going to go to the inside line for the hairpin. And he's clean and through on the racing point well before the corner. Nice move from Mercedes of Massive Noogies. Gets himself back up into P6. Now, granted, he is going to have to pit again as well. Keep an eye on him. Pyden is losing some ground to the guys in front, and Sufjan has cleared out 4 and a bit in the last 2 laps time. Yellow flag, sector 1. Who's that? That's got to be a Alfa Romeo. I think it's exclusive auto. Maybe not. Hard to tell, honestly. It's a little... actually, it might be the AlphaTauri of Cuthbert. Sufjan has put in a 37.9, and he is gaining drastically on the Renault ahead right now. I know the tires at some point will start to fade. Sufjan is looking extra pacey. The red rubber strapped on at the moment. He can probably go for another soft at the end if he wants to. It's going to be trickier to manage the tire life, and it's a little bit more of a gamble, I would say, but probably no harm, no foul. If he can stretch these to lap 21, end of lap 21, he's in good shape. Not going to be close enough to make a move on this occasion. How about Mers? He is closing up again on Massive Noogies, and he's looking like he's gaining pretty quick here. He's going to look for the move to the inside, thinks about it momentarily, but he is not close enough into the corner. How about the guys back here? Battle for P10 is looking pretty spicy right now. Kitty Medusa and Mo Juice are tagging along with Time Lord for that final point in the race, and just over halfway through. You'd imagine Time Lord's in the driver's seat with this one, even with the harder compound tires, because both those guys behind him are going to need to box again. Yuki Ace has just come out of the pit lane. It looks like he is the only man who is going to be able to go to the end of the mediums as it stands. The rest of the drivers are going to have to box unless you really are going to stretch the mediums. I'd say it would be a definite gamble as you see JD's into the pit lane as well now. He's got the mediums on. He's going to get passed up by a couple of guys, and he's coming to the end of the pit lane. We got to see this on exit here, because here comes JD flying out of the box as well. Where is he? Where's JD? Oh, he got out ahead. He got out ahead of all of them. He just totally dummied me as well. Well done from JD. He's still in P4 after all that. Ooh, look at that train. Look at that train of guys right there. Who's going to get who here? It's Massive Noogies going to make the move on the Racing Points ahead. Salty is just over 3/10. And Massive Noogies is gaining. He's gaining. He is gaining. He is gaining. Is he going to look to the inside? Not on this occasion. Holds in P6. Salty, though, with a huge kick of oversteer and exit there. That's going to give the Mercedes the opportunity to sneak on by, and Mers is now going to get held up momentarily by his teammates. And that's just a case of the hard tires right there. Remember, Massive Noogies will have to pit again, so it's not the end of the world for Salty. JD's now on a mission to catch his teammate in P3. It's still looking good for both these guys. Remember, Veyron will have to box as well. Veyron's going to need a fresh pair of soft tires in about 2-3 laps time. 3 laps probably ideal, even 4 if you can get it there. Sufjan is just going to use up all the life in these. He's got nothing to lose. He can go to mediums, he could go back to softs. It's really his call. Depends on what the tires are like. Exclusive Auto has now picked up 3 seconds. I think that's the second one of the race, actually. And there's a yellow flag in Sector 1. Who is that? That's the Red Bull of Time Lord, I think. It's not. It's the Red Bull of Oxbow. Okay, he is very, very far behind in this Grand Prix at this point. 17 seconds to Cuthbert, who's 33 seconds behind Donut, who's 14 seconds behind Luke Yace. And then the rest of the field up to P10. And then you got Time Lord, who's 10 seconds. And then you got Veyron, who again is going to have to box, is 18 seconds in the lead. There is a yellow flag in Sector 3. It has gone away now, and I can't see who that is, but I believe it's Luke Yace. Oh, it's Donut. He's got massive, massive front right wing damage. Not good to see for Donut at this stage of the Grand Prix, but nothing really the Mercedes was going to be able to do anyways with all that gap and time to make up. Who's that falling down the order? That's Salty, who's had a moment into the hairpin. He's gotten taken by both his teammates and Massive Noogies, but the good news is Mers actually gets the position on the Mercedes ahead. So now it's double time, double team time for the Racing Point boys. Just going to sandwich in Noogies here and try to get the best result possible. We want to keep Salty close just in case a penalty pops up. Let's say Massive Noogies makes an error. Little onboard love for you guys here so you can check in on what the drivers are seeing. I think this also consequently is my camera setting angles for the onboard TV pod, believe it or not. Or I should say the offset TV pod. I changed the settings so they look like this. That's why you see it like this and not like the normal offset pod. But nonetheless, Salty has fallen out of the mix here. Noogies is trying to hold on to the best of his ability. JD and his teammate are side by side coming out of the roundabout there in Sector 2, and there's just no need for this, boys. Your teammates, I know you guys probably aren't even talking to each other as it stands, but yeah, there's just no need for this. Don't pull a Max. Don't pull a Max and a Danny Ricciardo at Baku. There's, you know, Sire will be very upset with you. No more engines for Renault. So yeah, these two are going to have a quality scrap, it looks like. Noogies has made a mistake, and is Salty going to get through on him here? It's going to be close. Salty's going to look to the inside line on the Mercedes into the end of Sector 2, and he's got him on the brakes. Can he get him through the corner? And I think Salty's gone a little bit deep, but not deep enough to make a difference as he takes. Oh, and he's just clipped the wall there. As Salty, as soon as I said that, he just catches his front right end plate off the wall there, and that's going to slow down the Racing Point big time. He is going to dive into the pits. The Alfa Romeo boys are having it out back for P10 right now, and remember, both these guys are probably going to have to pit. Exclusive Auto might be able to go till the end of the Grand Prix. It's going to be a real stretch on the mediums. Mojuice has just gotten 5 seconds for exceeding track limits. Very interesting. He's into the pit lane. I don't know how you can get 5 seconds like that, but teach his own. Now Kidding and Exclusive Auto's battle is for 9th on track, and you see the Haas there of Jay Luciano has recovered pretty nicely. He is back up into P11, and he's fighting for points right now, so that's pretty crucial for him as well. Salty comes back out and rejoins just behind this battle, about 4 and a bit seconds off. He is on fresh soft tires though, so should have a good advantage. And the fresh front wing, that will help as well. You can see how close these three are. Coming through Sector 2 now. Just look at this. Jay Luciano's going to look up the inside here, and Kidding's just going to close him off. It's all about the exit. The exit is the key thing. He's going to go for the move on his teammate. Here comes Kidding. That's the end of Sector 2. He's gaining pretty quickly. He's definitely on the button. He's going to look to the inside. No, he's going to look to the outside line on his teammate. And he's through clean and clear there. But he's gone way too deep. He's going to let both his teammate and Jay Luciano back through into P11 for Kidding Medusa. Up 20 now of 28. Kidding's just gone. And Exclusive Autos into the pits. Jay Luciano's going to get up to 9th place. Now the question is, can he catch Time Lord ahead? Probably not likely, but let's see. Salty is tucked up behind... Oh, no, wait. He's behind Kidding now. Kidding looking very slow. Salty's going to go to the inside line on the Alfa Romeo, and he gets through clean and clear in turn 1. Very nice move from Salty. Question is, can you break away in this second stage here? He's going to need as much room as he can get, and he's gotten a really good jump on Kidding. These 8-lap-old softs are failing him big time. He's just dropped off 1 second in a couple of corners there. And where is everyone else? Spread out as it stands. Pretty spread out at least. Lucky Ace is coming up. He's coming up on the Alfa Romeo now. And he might be in the DRS range ahead. It's going to be close. No, probably not there at the timing line. So, sitting out another lap without DRS. But I'm guessing Lucky Ace is going to catch him momentarily. He's also going to have to think about going into the pit lane soon. His tires are going to be screaming from the final 9 laps that he's done on them here. And he will go right back to another pair of softs. As you see, Veyron is into the pits with fresh soft tires. He comes out right behind Sufjan, and that's not too much of a gap for Veyron to make up, especially with Sufjan having to pit again. JD is now 2 and a bit seconds off. Who's that who's lost the front wing there? I'm not sure. Masanugis is into the pits, as is QJ, and Kidding as well. Masanugis up to the end of the pit lane now. Let's see where he re-enters. It's going to be just behind championship winner Jay Luciano. And with only 7 laps to go here, guys. Field is starting to spread out a tad. A safety car wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but it has been, I'll have to say, pretty much a breeze to go through this race as it stands. It hasn't been too stressful whatsoever. No dramas on track, I should say. No big safety car moment. No VSC for no reason. That's nice to see from Cody's. And no one seems to have gotten screwed out of anything yet. It's also a nice thing to see. Someone's making a move on a back marker there. I can't tell who that is, though. That's the issue with guys being this spread out in the field. It's tough to keep track of where everyone has gone, but it is what it is. Sufjan's in the pits. Oh, serving a penalty. When did Sufjan get a penalty? Didn't see that pop up. Either way, he might get... Can you pass by here? Mers, yeah. And Mers is past him. Can Mers hold it, though? Still got to go around turn 1. Sufjan's coming out of the pit lane now. It's going to be literally side by side coming out of the pit lane here. And he's ahead. Wow, just barely. Time Lord made a mistake as well. He drops back behind Mers. Mers is in the hunt with Sufjan here for P4. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to guess this is going to go Sufjan's way, just based on the tires. 13 lap hards versus fresh softs, and with only 7 and 6.5 laps to go here, Sufjan is going to put absolutely everything into those tires. Massive noogies as well with the tire advantage over Luciano ahead. He is gaining on the Haas driver, and you can see he's doing his best to keep up with Time Lord now, who's fallen way behind on the rest of the field. Look at the gap, 16.5 seconds. That's nearly, especially if you're up front, you could literally go for a free pit stop right now. The good news is the Renault boys still holding down 2 of the top 3 spots, and Veyron is cruising comfortably on the softs ahead. He is probably in for the win here, pretty much no matter what, so that's great to see from Veyron. Sufjan has a tall order ahead of him if he wants to gain ground and take a podium place. He's got time, though, and with the soft tires, it's a big advantage for him. Veyron pumps in a 37.9, fastest lap so far. It's a ghosted AlphaTauri. That must be Cuthbert. Must be Cuthbert, because I don't think there's another AlphaTauri on track tonight. Oh, and there's some contact there between the Haas and the Red Bull. And now look at this train that's formed up in the battle for P6. It goes all the way down to P9. And that is an AlphaTauri. That must be Cuthbert ahead. It's the medium tires, and I think he's the only AlphaTauri. Yes, it is. Interesting. Very interesting. Oh, and we have a safety car. Who is that? It's Mo Juice who's gone out in Sector 3. And this changes the game for just about everyone. So, if I had to guess, well, let's see here. Biden's going to have to pit. He's going to be just non-competitive if he doesn't pit for the podium. But he's going to lose out to Sufjan. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We have a dramatic end to the race here. And not to mention, the field is so spread out. The safety car is going to stay out on track as long as it possibly can. And then with about 2 to 3 laps to go, it's going to go in. We are going to have a shootout, a total shootout on soft tires here between all the runners in the field. No, Piden's going to stay out. Piden has stayed out. Oh, his teammate's in. JD's in the pit lane. Piden takes the lead momentarily. See if he holds it over Veyron. It's going to be close out of the exit on pit lane, but Veyron gets him. Oh, and this is such a shame for Piden. But, I mean, it does go. It is JD's choice. He's the lead Renault driver. He gets the strategy. He's obviously closer to the pit lane as well when the safety car came out. And, yeah, no, this is no good for Piden. This is very much so no good. And it's going to be up to JD to keep within range of Veyron and contend for the win. McLaren versus Renault in the final laps. See Sufjan there has come up to the back of the grid. Mers will be next. Just look at that, 19.7 seconds. And look how far ahead the safety car is. They're passing each other on different ends of the straight right now. One's in sector 1, one's in sector 2. Almost like a little bit of a Baku moment, if you will, except that's probably even longer of a gap. So the front 5 have caught up. Cuthbert's just been given a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. Not going to change much for him. Time Lord and Massive Movies are closing out now. That's Oxbow behind them. He is lapped. Just with Jay Luciano catching the safety car here. The rest of the field is spread. Very, very spread. Look how far Cuthbert is behind. I think he's got to be lapped. He has to be lapped. Oh, and Sufjan picks up 5 seconds for colliding with Mers, and now Piden's into the pit lane. Oh, and Piden's going to lose so many spots, as is Massive Movies. Does Piden get out ahead? No, he doesn't. He's going to sneak out behind the Merc. This is not what Renault was hoping for in the latter stages of the Grand Prix here. And if I had to guess, the safety car is going to think about going in this lap. So time to get into overdrive mode, boys. Gonna need it. Wow, look how many guys are coming out of the pit lane. Piden's trying to make the move on Jay Luciano out of the pit. Can't quite do it. So these guys will catch up. Zalty's in that mix as well. Mers and Time Lord have been the only 2 drivers to remain on track with their current setup. That's hard tires for each 16 and 14 laps respectively. Sufjan, as you remember, as well as QJ, both pit 3 laps ago for softs, so they're going to have a little bit less performance. The safety car will definitely help with that. I think Sufjan's only done 1.5 laps or so on those tires, so it's not going to really hinder him too much, but it's going to provide a very interesting moment top of the grid. Can Sufjan pull off the win after all of this from being way outside the top 10 at the start of the Grand Prix, and knowing that JD and Veyron were right there at the front of the pack on lap 1? This is craziness. Jay Luciano in the chat, craziness, sir. Couldn't agree more. Safety think it did. Can't tell. No, it's not. Can't be. Nope, it's not going in. Is it going in? No, staying out. Okay. So that means we're going to have a 2-lap shootout because racing will resume on lap 27 of 28. No DRS will be enabled. We're going to need to put absolutely everything into the car for the final 2 laps. Safety car there got a little bit sketchy up towards the wall. Well, racing line, my friend. Maybe ABS and traction control for you as well. Getting sketchy. This line is taken. Getting aggressive. Careful, Mercedes ahead. Oh, and Jay Luciano's been given 5 seconds for colliding with Massive Noogies. Pyden just somehow got by Salty, but I think that's being reversed now. Yeah, it is. Nope, Salty's letting Pyden by again. What just happened? Now it's, yeah, now telling Salty to go. What? One of them's going to get a penalty here. One of them's going to get a penalty. It's definitely coming up red on the Delta. Let's see which one it is. Maybe not. He's trying to let Pyden go through. Salty's gotten 5 seconds. Yeah. It's just this game, man. Cody's, wake up. Wake up. You got so many people that just want to play your damn game online and you can't even figure it out. Salty, that's easily going to get removed because I don't know what in the world that was. Just typical Class A BS by Codemasters. Don't get me going on Cody's, guys, because we'll be here all night. Safety car is in this lap. Nice to see. Oxbow is down a lap as well as Cuthbert. Doesn't really matter for either of them at this point because they're not in the race by any stretch of the imagination. But, just so you know, only 14 will be battling it out here for the final 10. The other 2 are too far behind. Mojuice, Logan, and Shazam, we obviously lost early. And Pyden's lost a front left end plate. That's not good to see from the Renault right before the restart here. And speaking of restarts, let's go on board with JD as he tries to make the move. McLaren ahead. Veyron's bolted, there he goes. Very nice exit there from Veyron. Alright, we're good to go with 2 laps remaining here, and 2 guys have gotten caught up with each other. I don't know who that is. Exclusive Auto and Cuthbert, I think, as well as Donut. Right on the restart. What happened there, guys? DJ's looking for the move on Time Lord. He's going right to the outside of him for this next corner. Can he get him on the brakes? It's going to be an extra late one. They go side by side, a little bit of wheel banging, but it looks like QJ's going to have the line. That's going to let the Haas of Jay Luciano capitalize as well. He comes through into P6 for Jay Luciano. Nice move from him to capitalize when Time Lord made a mistake there. Time Lord's not looking particularly good on the restart here, and it's those hard tires we talked about that are just going to kill him. Mers is currently holding down P4, but he's got the train coming, as well as this battle up front. Here goes Sufjan to the inside line, and he's not going to quite be there as JD rejoins just ahead on him. But now JD is struggling to keep up with Veyron, and with only a lap and a half to go here, it is crucial for both of these guys to stay with the leader if they want to take the win tonight. Pyden's now dropped out of the top 10. He's gone into P11. Time Lord's made an error that's cost him as well. He's down to P9. And I just knew it. The hard tires were not the right call. Man, I feel bad for Renault right now. Not looking great for them. It's been a huge improvement, to say the least, for McLaren, as now we got another incident. That's Lukey Ace falling down the order. He is down to P12. Massive Noogies gets the move done on QJ because QJ made an error there. Salty is gaining. He is gaining. This is all or nothing time. Pyden gets back through to P9 there. Very nice moves to get himself into the points contention. Is anyone close enough to make a move here? It doesn't look like it. Salty is gaining on QJ, but it's not going to be enough unless he absolutely sends one on the brakes, but he's not going. Oh, when he does send it on the brakes, what a send from Salty. Is he going to hold the position? No. Oh man, it's a bold attempt. But not going to work on this occasion. JD is right on the tail of Veyron as they come through Sector 3 now, but I don't think it is going to make a difference. It should, without a doubt, be the McLaren driver of Veyron 82300 who is going to take the win here in Vietnam. JD takes second place. Sufjan gets to the podium and finishes third. Jay Luciano up to the line is going to take fourth place. Mers is up to the line in a sprint with Massive Noogies, and a huge change to the leaderboard there as Massive Noogies takes P3. Mers moves up into P4, Sufjan P5, Pyden P6, Time Lord P7, QJ P8, Jay Luciano P9, Lukey Ace P10. Salty has been demoted to 12th with all of his penalties. And it was so close on the delta at the end there between Mers and Massive Noogies that Cody's does not even know what the gap is. Oh, 2 penalties under that last safety car will be removed, says Jay Luciano. That's actually good to keep in mind. I did forget about that momentarily. There are a couple of guys, Salty as well, is going to get that 5-second removed. And I'm sure there will be others that will be being looked at for safety car incidents. That's really the only penalties we saw today. There were a couple exceeding track limits. I think that was mostly exclusive auto, if I'm being honest. I didn't see a lot of other guys pop up on the bottom of the screen for incidents like that. So yeah, always something that can be reviewed. Just make sure you clip your incidents, guys. That's the only way that the stewards can figure it out for you. But that is it for round 11, Vietnam Grand Prix, and your champion, Veyron. What a win for the McLaren driver. He really made it stick the whole race. Started P2, pulled off the 3-stop with the soft tires at the end, does the fastest lap as well, and takes it by, well, look at the gap though, right here. Look at this gap. Massive Noogies takes it in the end by 0.03 of a second over Mers to sneak onto the podium. That is just wild. And Mers on a 1-stop, mind you. Mers does that on a 1-stop. What a drive from him. I got to give driver of the day to Sufjan. I mean, just what a drive. I know you had two 10-second time penalties. I'm sure one of those will probably be reviewed / removed, so we may see Sufjan back on the podium. But for now, let's get our winner in here because Sufjan doesn't have a mic. Let's get Veyron in. We'll give him a quick interview, and we'll wrap it up after that. But there's a look at the final, guys. Veyron takes the win. JDR second. Massive Noogies rounds out the podium. Mers in fourth. Sufjan fifth. Pyden sixth. Time Lord seventh. QJ in eighth. Jay Luciano sneaks all the way back in after starting on pole to take ninth. Lukey Ace rounds out the top 10, and then our unfortunate guys who missed out on points today. But I am joined in the booth by the man himself, the race winner, Veyron. Make sure that audio box is ticked, my friend, and then we'll get into it. How was the race for you tonight?
It was pretty solid. I don't know, I felt really slow, but just because I was sliding all over the place with the curbs and nothing really just felt right. There were times where I felt like there was just too much understeer or I was too much wheel exits of corners, but I was able to gather for the race, and I guess I had a solid enough pace where I could still compete for the win, and it's honestly just a sigh of relief that I didn't get a fucking drive-through.
Your pace looked good, I'll give you that much. Were you ever concerned at any point that was going to slip away, especially with the safety car late?
Yeah, no, I was really angry when the safety car came out because I thought I thought I was just kind of holding my ground. I was losing like half a second to a second a lap to Safian in the middle stint, but I don't know. I thought he was gonna eat me up in the restart, but thankfully it restarted with 2 laps to go, so there was no DRS. Otherwise, I think JD would have had me on the back straight because I was getting bad exits off the corner before the long straight. But
Yeah.
honestly, the main concern was really just the dirty air. Like I felt like times when I was following JD, it could have easily been just an incident into the wall. But overall, I was pretty happy with my performance, and I think I was pretty consistent for most laps.
Yeah, and you scooped up the fastest lap as well. You take 26 points to your name in the championship this evening. I know that obviously the drivers is out of reach, but it's got to feel good to get a win under your belt with 2 rounds to go. So, all right, sir, thank you very much for your time. Congrats again on the win, and we'll see you next week for round 12.
All right, see you later.
Yeah, thank you. All right, guys, that is going to be it for me in the booth. It's been another round of Formula 20 racing. As always, ABR Barops on comms for you, and it's been a pleasure. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you very, very soon.